Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I'm gonna do another pickup video, just like one I did a couple of months back. So anyways, Okami HD is the first one. I have heard a lot about this game. Some people claim it's kinda like Zelda, at least in the way it's structured, so I was always interested in it, but I never bit the bullet until recently when I saw it for like $10 or so. It's physically here on Switch. This is the Asia version. So you can see the text itself is in, I think that's Japanese. The booklet is in Japanese. But the actual game is also in English. Maybe it says it on the box. I don't know. Probably not. Anyways, that's why I bought it. I thought, finally, let's check it out. I'm not sure I will get to it within the first few months of the year. But it's one of the games that I have on my list for, that I've had on my list for quite a while now. So I'm glad to finally check it out. Then comes a game that I've never heard about and I just saw by chance. I was like, why not? Why not buy this? This is Twin Blades of the Three Kingdom. Frankly, it looks like a RPG Maker game, but it's a physical Switch game, which I find is always, kind of interesting. It has a color manual, mostly descriptions of the characters, as you can see. And I got the limited edition. Ooh, I only opened the top here. You get the game. You get a certificate, the soundtrack, and a manual. So yeah, it's nothing too special, but it's a special edition. I mostly bought it for the game. It's like, even this version was like $20 or so. So I thought, might as well. I bought both of these on PlayAsia. And there was like a lot of back and forth because one of the games I wanted to buy, which was Final Fantasy X, 10-2, for the Switch, which is the Asia version, which has both games on the cartridge. But sadly, that is no longer available, which, it saddens me, but because it's one of my favorite games. But, what can you do? Then, let me put those over there. A bit in frame still, but why not? Then I bought some retro games. The same one, basically, actually. Kuri Kuri Mix, or also known as The Adventures of Cookie and Cream, or Cookie and Cream, I don't know. I think this is Cookie, I think this is Cream. This game, you might not see it right now, if I have my fingers here, but it is by From Software. That's the reason I bought it. This is one of the weirdest games that FromSoft made. They made a lot of mecha games, they made the Soul series, they made the Kingsfield games, which I also have up to part 3. They made Enchanted Arms and a bunch of other games, You might have heard of some of their more obscure games like Elden Ring. But yeah, this is a FromSoft game. It's like a co-op platforming game? I'm not too sure, actually. Like a puzzle platformer? You can play it in single player, which is what I will be doing. And you can see this is in French, but it's also playable. It's also playable in English and German, I think. But this is the French one. But yeah, I mostly bought it because it's From Software. In the same vein, while I was like looking around, like Cookie and Cream, I also learned that they basically remade the game for DS. So I was like, I was looking and first found the DS version. So I was like, let's pull the trigger on the DS version and see if I can find the PS2 version at some point. Well, I bought both in the end. It's kind of the same, but you have like one of them is now on the bottom screen and one on the top screen. And for like a co-op, 2-player, both persons do like one kind of thing kind of game, probably works better on the DS. It's full manual, everything in box. Also From Software, despite not being, on the front, here it's only, let me see here, in small text on the back. They probably didn't like being featured here so prominently, which I don't know why. But yeah, interesting little set of games. Then I already talked about PlayAsia. The next game I bought from them in the same way as some of these is this one. Atelier Mari, which is a remake of the first game. I've been going through the series very slowly. I've played the first 2 DOS games and wanted to play the last DOS game this year, but I didn't get to it. So I will try to do it this year. And I just saw this for $15 because it's the Korean version. It's apparently practically the same. It's in English. If I put it in my PS4, it plays in English, everything. Very nice. but it's just a quarter of the price of the regular version because it has a Korean name on it. But the actual thing is in English. And you have multiple covers, which I find is pretty cool. You have like this cover here. You have this cover, flipping around, which is more like the original, I think. I don't know how the original looks, but this is more like retro-inspired style. And you also have another set of covers, which is this one. This is like the normal cover for the game. This is like the back box. So yeah, pretty cool. And something I can highly recommend is just check if there are different versions of a game from different regions. And as long as you don't mind having like a bit of a different text, you might still be able to play them for a fraction of the price. So this came out. So I will need to put that in back later. I usually use like little markers on the side, like this, to show on my shelf directly which games I still haven't played and whatnot. Which is something I can recommend to do. You can see it's also here on, I've done these on these here. These are not there by the sellers, these are done by me, before you wonder about that. Then the last physical game, also from PlayAsia. After the whole story, they were like, okay, you can, Final Fantasy is not available. We'll give you enough credit to buy something of similar value. I was like, hey, how about Bayonetta for the Switch? And they were like, well, no, this one is also sold out of stock. Let's do it again. Let's try it again. So I picked this one up, Tormented Souls. This is the PAL version. Yeah, it's the PAL version. It's kind of like a Resident Evil Silent Hill-ish, more like a Resident Evil 1-ish kind of game for the PS4. I never heard about this game. I recently saw it, like I saw it when I just went through the catalog, and I thought it looks nice. It looks interesting, and I think there's a sequel in the works or already out. You have like a slip cover with the enemies inside, which I think is, you know, it's not the best slip cover, but it's better than nothing. Let me fix that later. Oh yeah, interesting game. I'll have to check it out later. Then for the next ones, I don't have any, cover art I can show, but I will show you like here somewhere, and maybe some footage, is the games I bought on Steam. This year I finally decided to play Nioh, which was quite a good game, mind you. It's a bit different. It's called a Souls-like, but it's not exactly Soulsy in that sense. It's still a very good game. When you start to get the hang of it, it's a really fun game that I can highly recommend. And if you want to play a game with an insane New Game Plus, get Nioh. Like this entire game, the entire first 50 hours or so, feel like the tutorial for you to jump into the New Game Plus. And because of that, I just recently bought Nioh 2, the complete edition, for like $5 or something as well. Yeah, dirt cheap. And the reason I bought it and played the original first of all was because the third one's coming out. So that is why I bought those. But yeah, after playing now the first one, I've heard the second one is even better. So I'm looking quite forward to that one. My cat is here now, one of them at least. Then next is Daemon X Machina. This is a game I've been eyeing since it came out on the Switch. For those that don't know, Daemon X Machina was a Switch exclusive for a long while. But now it and its sequel, I think there's a sequel, are now both also on, PC and I think also PS4, maybe Xbox, I don't know. But yeah, I finally pulled the trigger in the sale. I was like, I want to play this mecha game. I've been eyeing it since the Switch came out, so let's just finally do it, right? It's not expensive, let's buy it. Then next up is another series. So I bought Yakuza 5. Because just recently, not even a month ago, I played through Yakuza 4. While it was not my favorite game, I really didn't like switching between 4 different characters too much. It was still a pretty good game, right? The Yakuza games are overall pretty consistent. I bought it on a key site, like on one of the more legitimate ones, which you get from isthereanydeal.com. I think it was Games Planet. So I got an even better deal than on a sale. But yeah, I heard though that Yakuza 5 also has the switching characters mechanic, so I'm not looking forward to that one too much. But you also have like 3 different locations, so I hope this offsets the mundane part of it, of having just 4 characters that you have to replay basically the game with. Then the next two is first of all Doom Eternal. I finally bit the bullet. I played Doom 2016 in 2019, 2020, something like that. And ever since haven't really looked at the sequels, because I knew they really will come down in price. And now Dark Ages is out, but I'm a bit iffy on that one. But finally I bought Eternal. I bought it for like $10, the deluxe edition or whatever it's called, with all the, MacGuffins, all the extra DLC and whatnot. So that's why I bought Doom Eternal right now, because it's finally at the price where I was like, yeah, let's bite the bullet. Let's finally experience this game, which was a bit controversial when it initially came out. Some people thought it destroyed the formula again, and some people thought it's an improvement, and I'm looking forward to how it is. And then the last one I bought is Nubby's Number Factory. I know I'm way too late to the game. It's kind of like a pachinko, or like a pachinko roguelike. I played it about 5 hours now. I know some people have really mastered this game, but for me, I've kind of started to reach a point where I feel like I have done what I wanted to do with the game. I don't see myself finding too many good strategies, but maybe there's more to it than I initially thought, because I know a lot of people played this game for a lot of hours. But yeah, once in a while I will just boot it up and play around and then move on. For that, it's a really nice game, especially for the price. And the last game is actually a pre-order, and that is Code Vein 2. Now, I didn't hate the first Code Vein, but one of the reasons I didn't hate it is because it was a bit like God Eater, which I like, because it's from the same studio, But it was not the best, Souls-like game that's out there. It did have its flaws. Especially the way you get the endings, I really didn't like. There was one item that was in some random place you had to drop down, but most of the times in the game when you drop down, you just die. So that was kind of ass. And when you didn't get the item, you immediately flipped the switch and you were on the path to a different ending, and that kind of annoyed me. But yeah, Code Vein 2 looks interesting. And then the last gaming-related thing I bought was a ROG Ally Z1. I was debating between a Steam Deck and this one, but I ended up buying this one because on the used market they go for $300, which is a pretty good deal. And with the rising prices, it might be an even better deal. So get those while you can. I might make a video about that. So yeah, I was quite surprised. Now I knew you wouldn't get 4K, 120 FPS gameplay on this thing, but I still was positively surprised how well certain games ran. Sure, you just put the stuff on low and the resolution maybe on 720p, but on a screen this small, things look pretty decent, if not even great. I'm currently playing here Genzo Wanderer, which didn't run on my PC for the longest time, and now I booted it up here and they fixed it. They fixed it on Linux, which is amazing. I put SteamOS on this thing, by the way. The same happened to me with Final Fantasy 13, which never ran on my PC, with a 1080 back in the day. I installed it, booted up, runs perfectly. 60 FPS, looks beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful game, right? If you've ever seen Final Fantasy 13, it's a beautiful game. You're not talking about the gameplay and whatnot, which some people hate and some people love. But it runs on here, which is really cool. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to using this thing more often this year, especially to play some longer games or some more handheld friendly games like this one here. And then I'm gonna move on to non-gaming related things, just a little bit. So lastly, I got some music that I just want to quickly mention. One of my favorite albums this year, which I listened to up and down, was Thick as a Brick by Jethro Tull, or however you pronounce their name. This is a fantastic album. If you are into prog rock, or just general good music, I can recommend checking this out. Highly recommend checking this out. I think you can find it on YouTube and Spotify. It's basically one song that's 50-ish minutes long, so pretty cool. Then, Perfect Persona, the newest album by Utsupi came out this year. And I have to say, this is a great album. Really, really great. So yeah, Perfect Persona is a pretty good album. Honestly, I would say his best one in recent times. The previous one, which was Happy Pills, while still being kinda good, I thought was a bit unfocused, especially, since you might see it on the back, it's a double disc version, which has a lot of like remakes or like covers, which I feel bloat the album. It's nice to have a lot of music, don't get me wrong, and like having alternate versions, but it felt a bit unstructured, all things considered. And the one before that, which was Unique, I like some of the songs. I really like some of the songs, but it's a very weak album, which I was very happy already with Happy Pills after Unique. But man, I'm really happy with Perfect Persona. Really good album. If you're into Vocaloid and metal, check it out. And the last one I bought was a bit of a nostalgic kind of thing. The first album I heard from the creator, or like from the artist, Reol, was this album. So I was like, I saw it per chance. I was like, hey, let's just buy it. It's called Sigma. You know, I'm a Sigma, obviously, so I have the album Sigma. But yeah, it's an interesting, like a J-pop, electronic kind of music. It's pretty good. Right, it's not my favorite genre in the world, but I do like Reol. Especially some of her newer stuff is a bit hit or miss. But this album, from start to finish, is great. And those were my recent pickups. And what about you? Let me know in the comments. Did you make a nostalgic one? Did you get something interesting? A good price? Just something. Let me know. Also, while you're at it, how do you like my new setup here with the new light and the new mat? I also am highly interested what you think about that. Anyways, with that I can say thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and the next pickup is gonna happen when I accumulated enough to make a video about it. Anyways, thanks and bye.